All right, guys. So this is Mr. Chow. We're talking about Algebra 2, Chapter 12, Section 7, and your homework page is on 841. Okay, this section here is going to be dealing with graphing trig functions. So basically, in this section, what we want to try to do is graph sine and cosine function. Okay, so when you're given a sine function or cosine, okay, um it's going to be in the format of y equals a sine, okay? Now, a is called the amplitude, okay? The number in front here is called the amplitude. Amplitude, okay? The number in front of sine or cosine is the amplitude. And so that amplitude, okay, is the distance from the middle of your graph up to the maximum height of your graph. And it's also the distance from the middle of your graph down to the minimum of your graph. Okay, so you can calculate the amplitude by taking absolute value of the number in front of sine or cosine. Okay, so whatever absolute value of a is, that's going to be called the amplitude. Okay, and so the period is like a time frame. How long does it take for this wave function to complete, whether it's sine or cosine? How long does it take for the wave to complete and start repeating itself? Okay, so period is always done by taking the equation right here, 2 pi over b. All right, now b is going to be the number multiplied to theta. Okay, so y equals a cosine b theta, where absolute value of a is the amplitude, and 2 pi over b, this number here, 2 pi over b, is going to be the period, which means how long the graph takes before it starts repeating itself. And this part is very important. This is called the increment. Okay, this is basically you're taking your graph and you're cutting into 4 pieces. So 4 essential parts of the graph. Okay, so whatever the period is, okay, first you calculate the period by doing 2 pi over b, and then you're going to take the period and you divide by 4, always divide by 4, and you're going to get what's called the increment. And having the increment is going to allow you to graph the graph. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand that. Try to learn from this lesson, and then in the next video I'll show you some examples. All right, stay tuned.